Behold, a cold open sketch.
Oh boy. I'm so excited that 60 years have elapsed, and now the Holy Grail has accumulated enough mana to summon divine servants and trigger a Grail War. And what's more, I have taken these last few weeks of podcast hiatus to really drill down on learning magic, so now I am one of the world's 7 most powerful magi who get to summon a servant and fight in the war. I hope I win and can use my Grail wish on making Togashi make the Hunter x Hunter guys get off the boat. This is so exciting. I wonder which legendary hero from history I will pull to fight on my behalf. Alright, just gotta draw my magic circle with this arcane chalk. Now to say the magic chant. Let me just Google. What do you say in Fate to summon a servant? Shit, this is way too long. I'm just going to do the end. Come forth from the ring of binding, guardian of the scales. Wow, it worked. And lo, from the mists I see a figure. Perhaps it is noble Achilles, or Simon Bolivar, or some third guy.
Yuck. Howdy, partner. You have a fucking pan I can put on my noggin?
Fuck, Johnny Appleseed, really?
Do you want to press some cider? It's better than beer.
It's not. God, I gotta call Tom and complain about this.
Say, feller, you know any purty 14-year-olds I could marry?
Dude, you can't.
I got a hankering to plant some apple trees around these here parts.
Shut up, man.
Hello?
Wait till you hear what idiot I got.
Bro, I straight up got Sam Adams from The Beer.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Anime Cyclist Podcast, the podcast for geniuses and the only podcast where we look at the 4 pillars of modern misery, anime, gaming, posting, and jobs. I'm Tom, an anime sicko.
I'm Joe, an anime sicko. I got a Mega Man arm now.
We're back. Joe had died, unfortunately, but they brought him back with science and magic. So now he's stronger than ever, which wasn't a high bar, but they cleared it.
Yeah, they did
it. On one hand, sorry about the hiatus, but on the other, no, I'm not. I would do it again. I probably will do it again. And we won't tell you.
Also, it's time to talk about who gave us money.
That's really true. Part of what happens when you take a hiatus is that all the patrons build up. So we got to thank a bunch of people real quick. These are all the folks who went to patreon.com/animesickos and gave us some money. First up, Skelicopter. Thank you, Skelicopter.
Like, that makes sense, because like the blades would be like femurs and bones.
Yeah, and they would have hands at the end, and they could grab. Imagine getting grabbed by a helicopter blade.
I would opt for regular slicing, please. Give me the vanilla blade.
Next up, thank you, Skelicopter. Next up is Vivek Dandekar. Thank you, Vivek.
Thank you, Vivek.
Next up, we got Clive Dexter. This is a really British-sounding person, but they gave us American dollars, so maybe they're forgiven.
You're on thin ice, but thank you.
Yes, thank you, Clive. Man, talking about British-sounding people, we got 2 in a row. Quinley Thorne. Thorne with an E, of course.
He won't let me leave his manse. That's a good name, though. It kicks ass.
If you stay at Quinley Thorne's manse for a whole night and you don't get spooked by the ghost, you get his inheritance.
Did you know manse meant, is it just like if you don't want to say the rest of mansion?
Yes, it's for lazy guys, for lazy British guys.
That's
who
so
don't want to say
stupid.
shun.
Okay, what's the next name? What's the mansion aspect here?
I gotta say, I don't actually ever want to say shun myself, but what can you do? Next one is Rainer Sigwald. Thank you, Rainer.
Oh, yeah.
We get some unbelievable names all in a row. I'm like really pleased.
That is a Steve Blum NPC name.
Such Blum. Next up is Chris Green. Green, I believe Chris Green is the user Green on the Anime Sickos Discord, who is a big time homie. If not, you have the same name as a big time homie, so be happy about that.
Yeah, you're getting compliments for something you maybe didn't do. But if you did give us money, thank you.
Joe, I have a feeling that some of these names are fictitious and are chosen as a joke because our next patron is called Fake Name.
Huh.
Yeah,
It could be a boy named Sue thing, though. Like, really fuck him up.
It could be. That would fuck me up big time. Next up, and our final new patron, this is going to be Casablanca Moon, who's given us British pounds.
Oh, we have to report to jail now, but thank you.
Yep. If you want to patronize us, you can go to patreon.com/animesickos. You can get such things as early release when we do release episodes, Tom's Record Club, which I started back, and I got to plug my new side project podcast that I'm doing with Riley Hopkins on Decide. It's being hosted on the Anime Sickos Patreon, but it's free. The reason I'm doing that is because Patreon hosts podcasts for free, and it generates a new RSS feed completely independent from the main show. So why would I fucking pay to host another? You know what I mean? Anyway, it's called Did Dat Dude Describe Destroyer? It's because I listened to you talking U2 to me, and I said to myself, God, that sounds so fun. I wish it was me doing that. And then I realized, I can. And so we're going to be going through the discography of the band Destroyer, who I really like. The first episode's out, and it's really funny. If you like Riley from the Podcaster's Bill of Rights episode, and when he went guesto mode near the very beginning of Anime Sickos, you should listen to it.
Riley is like the real deal with podcasting insofar as like this guy's got bit by the bug in a bad way.
Bit by the bug in a bad way.
I mean this in the best way though, and he's wonderful. We've done many things.
Bit by a bug in the bad way in the best way. Bit by the bug in the bad way in the best way.
Okay, you need it. No, that's no good.
No, he is like, when it comes to like being down to podcast for hours about anything.
Yes,
I like to think that the two of us like are pretty good in that arena. We're dwarfed in a
no, he's like
way.
An actual golden retriever with a mic. It's he's just on another level. And when you were talking to me, like I think Riley might be the person for this. Do you think he would do that? I was like, yeah, like I don't even know what he listens to, but I know his whole deal. And I was correct.
Yes, and also he's a great co-host in that. So I love Destroyer. Obviously, he doesn't know nothing about Destroyer. He have 2 test songs. These were the test songs that I would give to people that I was thinking, like, would you be a good co-host? And it's like, if you don't like either of these songs, we have nothing more to talk about, because like it's not fun if the entire time the co-host is like, I think this song sucks. Like, you like this song? Well, I think it sucks. Like, I think this guy's voice is terrible in all content. Like, that's no good. So you have to at least like the hits, you know? So like he liked those. So I'm like, okay, that's good. But then when we actually like got into episode 1, I realized the other reason he's such a good co-host is that his musical opinions are insane. Like honestly, I don't understand what he's talking about a lot of the time, in the best way.
That's great. Good. You always want to have a freak on a leash, right?
You do. And I mean, I'm the freak because I like Destroyer. What's that about? We'll find out, I guess. Speaking of other podcasts, I think the reason is because we've been out of practice so long. This is the getting back into shape episode for us. And so like, I don't know, I don't have the momentum back for Anime Sickos. We're building that. After this, at the end of this hour, we'll have the momentum back, but we're building it now. And so that's why I'm talking about other shows. And speaking about other shows,
okay, we need to address the beef first, right? You mean the beef? We got to do a beef first?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm leading up to the beef. We're declaring war on frankly an evil podcast right now.
I found out about this moments ago. Actually, Tom filled me in, but I am completely invested in this beef, which is the following: our good and former friends at No Homework Podcast are doing bits about time.gov. I need to go on the record that we were out on the street basically nude, jangling a can for jokes about time.gov for years. For years. Is it about doing it first? Yes.
Yes. I mean, 100%.
Absolutely. Don't you dare point out that Indiana has a fucked up little chunk that's part of the other time zone. We do that too.
We do that. Don't talk about how there's a little bacon fat cap of Oregon that's randomly in mountain time. It looks disgusting. We did that. We were using time.gov instead of time.is or whatever stupid little thing all the hip podcasters
The
use to
meta
sync up.
was time.is.
We were using time.gov in episode 1 in 2019. And these motherfuckers, and it's not even, Joe, it would be one thing if it was parallel invention, two people have the same great idea independently.
No, when we started using it, the website looked like shit because it was an older version, okay? The dimensions were like 300 pixels by 200 pixels. It was made to be on a small display in a nuclear sub.
Yes. And the USS Abraham Lincoln that like all the guys are killing themselves because of how bad it is. That all the screens are 3-inch tube TVs and because it's so bad.
Yes.
Because if you had a bigger screen, you would never want to kill yourself because you would be able to watch porno on it. But that it was for that. They changed it. Whatever. These fuckers, these no homework podcast fuckers, they weren't there for the change. They weren't there for that first day where it took up the entire browser window and we went, like we had seen a ghost. But here's the other thing.
And that technically happened during Trump 1. I want to say that improvement did technically happen during Trump 1. Never going to give the guy credit for anything, but the website got better. And it's a .gov, right? So that means it's his because he's king now. Is that how it works?
He's the king forever. He is the leader of us. He is our god, man. He won't ever die because he gets to suck out 35-year-old blonde woman powers every night.
Tom, I have not been following really anything, and I just saw a clip of John Ossoff saying he wants to spend more time with Natalie and travel the world and being president. And I thought I had a stroke. I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? I didn't know that there was a new lady. Now I know. But as you can imagine, I was just confused.
I mean, as much as it is appropriate to be like this fat pedophile asshole has like a random like sex friend that follows him around, that is worth pointing out because it's weird. It's not normal that happens. But I have to say that this obsession that Democratic politicians have with pointing out that Donald Trump is not doing his that's the problem, laziness. If only he was really dialed in to being Satan.
I don't want him to lock in. I do not want him to lock in.
It would be incredible if he was distracted by concubines at all times. I would love it. And also, John Ossoff is doing such an Obama impression that
I do.
Obama's.
I kind of love it. How much it sucks. I really like it. It's just like if I one day started doing it as Obama voice, and I that's how it was from now on.
Joe, so Obama's voice does not read extremely overtly as black, but when John Ossoff's doing that, it feels so racist.
Correct.
It's like,
another good example is, do you remember when Pete was doing it really bad for a while and he stopped? Pete Buttigieg. He had the thing where he just channeled the Obama voice, but it didn't have like, oh, he's doing a character. Like it was just like he's just doing the cadence.
Yeah. It doesn't work with anyone but Obama because he did it. That was just really how he was.
Okay, and here's a perfect example. It only works with Obama. As I had mentioned in a previous episode, I think my wife and I have been watching the documentary series "The Last Dance" about the Bulls in the '90s, and then in the last fucking episode, just like Obama's there, and it's just like if you listen to what he's saying and just stop realizing it's Obama. You realize he's saying like, basketball sure is a thing where we all come together and enjoy it. Like, he's not saying anything, but the fact that he's doing the Obama and it is Obama and it says former Chicago resident on and all this other stuff, it like kind of hides that. But it was a very like eye-opening moment too, especially because like, yeah, throw him in at the end, you know, fuck it. Like, he wasn't there during the time of the series, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We got distracted by our beef. I still have to define the reasons that we have this awful beef, which is that, Joe, it's not a case of parallel inspiration. The only reason the No Homework Boys are doing this time.gov gag and making incredible hay out of it
is to torture us, right?
Firing off classic bits. Yes, it's to torture us. But it's because when Patrick Cosmos, one of the 3 hosts of No Homework Podcast, was a guest on Anime Sickos, what website did we use to sync up? Why, it's the one we've used since the very first episode, time.gov. And he found it so funny that he said, oh, Charles Starr and Elron Mexico, my 2 other co-hosts, we must use the funny site. And then they have famous guests on, more famouser than we have, and they charm them with their kooky idiosyncrasy of using time.gov. And everyone says, you know who's really funny and innovative is those No Homework Boys. No, they are funny.
They are actually,
but we did that shit first.
I could charm any of those folks. I just got to get a chance to. I'm a charming guy.
You know, there's a reason that you're even more charming than ever these days. And I think that I am segueing perfectly into a segment that hopefully we'll only have to do once. Arm talk.
Yeah, unless they fix my other arm for some reason.
Cat.
Arm talk, folks. Arm talk. So on August 3rd, I had a slap tear repair, which is a surgical thing where they go in with a scope, which is like the little robot tube. So it's not like cutting you open. It's like the robot is going in and checking stuff, and it fixes. And they go in there and they fix tendon damage and things in your shoulder. But then they had to cut me open anyway because my bicep,
too fucked up. Too bad.
My bicep. Everyone's bicep typically connects to your shoulder. Mine wasn't anymore. So what they did is they took the part that was previously in my shoulder and they just reattached it with an anchor on the outside of my humerus bone. And then I woke up. So the first thing I noticed, I was like, oh, hell yeah, the geometry of my arm feels less fucked up. Like, obviously it hurt because I had surgery, but just immediately I was just like, yeah, the internal distance in here is the way it's supposed to be. I don't know how long I was walking around like this. It was very bad. And recovery has actually been, for the most part, pretty chill. Getting there, though, I want to take a moment to talk about how getting there was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. It was a classic.
I forgot about this.
It was a classic case of just parents are helping out, and then the act of them helping out makes you upset, and then it ends up being worse for everything.
Just like, hey, I know I'm doing you a favor, but what if in addition to the favor, I just inject stress? Yes. I just like make it out of nothing, out of thin air. Just like, here's some more stress. Here's some more stress. Here's a problem. What do we do?
Yes, I will help you complete the favor, but you must manage me too at the same time. That must be it. So the surgery did not take place at the hospital. I didn't know there was even like surgical offices up there, but Water Tower Place, you know, like above the fucking American Girl doll store on the 9th floor, they'll cut you open. So that's where I went. So the getting there from my place with my parents driving was stressful. They are Chicago people, but they also just hate the loop, and also the GPS is always wrong. It was everything you could imagine was happening, with just constant, almost fender benders, lots of like starts and stops that are just like, why are we? It just insanity. And I am doing this on the way to getting cut open. Okay,
I think we also have to do a little bit of loop defining for those listeners who are not from Chicago. The Loop account stores downtown, and you might be thinking any Chicagoan's going to know downtown. No, if you don't work there, and even if you do, probably there's like no one who really like knows the Loop unless you're like a bike messenger down there. Because
I've been there my whole
sucks.
life, and I just lose all. I know where Millennium Park is. I know where the lake is, and then it's just once you go down 2 blocks, and everything has been skyscrapers. And then the GPS is just spinning like it's in the Arctic area.
Every street is like one way. They're all named after a president, so like they blur together.
They didn't have street names. They didn't like none of them were up. I don't know why.
Yes, they don't. There's just they don't have signs half the time.
So you can imagine my father's having like a heart attack trying to figure out, is this Wabash, like every time or whatever? And it's like it is, but they didn't tell anyone because I guess they didn't think to need it.
It's also so funny that it's 2026 and they haven't like cracked GPS downtown.
Yes. So basically everything the GPS shows once you get into like downtown is a lie, right? Because it's either on like a delay or it's spinning weirdly and you're not actually going in a direction. So every time it says anything or reveals a new piece of information, I have to be like, no, Dad, it's fake. No, calm down. No, calm down. Calm down. So we're trying to get to Streeterville, which is where the surgery place is. We have been given instructions about a parking garage. We pull into a parking garage, which we thought was the parking garage. This is when I was like, oh, I'm gonna die. What happened is we pull into this parking garage. It is a residential only parking garage. It is not for public use in any way. It's for like a building where people live. So we're at the gate and we can't back up because it's one way and there's no way for us to lift the gate. So I immediately have to get out of the car and go find someone and beg for help. And then she's like, this happens all the time. And I'm like, okay. And then she gives us the actual instructions to the actual garage we need. But we would have been there still. And it was like a parking garage office. You know, they're all the same. It's just like the shittiest window and like the worst table and then like someone at a computer.
And note that like someone in that position, like it is their right. Like the amount of like helpfulness and kindness that they have to perform in order to meet a standard that nobody could complain about is like shooting out one of your kneecaps. Both of your kneecaps are just like the service in this parking garage is kind of bad. One, it's just like, well, I saw the room they had to sit in. They have to shoot something. So the fact that this lady helped you is unreal.
Yeah, she was incredible. And she didn't, again, have to help us. And to your point, like, I'm literally not a Parker there. So, like, she could be like, I could torture you, actually. Haha.
You stepped into her secret lair. Like, she didn't even have to trick you or, like, make you say your name backwards.
So, we eventually, with her help, got into the right garage. This garage that we got into, which is correct, the right garage, has the thing where when you drive in, it automatically gets your plate number. So that when you need it validated, you just tell them your plate number and then they give you the validation and so it's all done automatically. That makes sense. I get there to sign into the office and then I'm signing in all the paperwork and they're like, what's your license plate number? We'll get the validation going. And I give them the license plate number. And then they're like, there's no car in the garage that has this number. And they're like, but sometimes it may be off by like 1 or 2 digits because the machine's not great. So like, I guess we could just sort of troubleshoot this. And I'm just like, I don't fucking care about cars. Cut me open. Shut up. At which point my dad pops in and was just like, oh, I gave you the wrong license plate number. That was for their other car.
Also, you forgot to mention that the entrance to this parking garage is a ramp that goes downward, which most parking garages go up, which is what your mom must have been thinking when as your dad entered.
Yeah,
she was like, no!
Yeah, my mom had a very bad backseat driving moment where, as Tom had said, the leftmost lane goes down into the parking garage. We have to go 2 lanes over in the loop to go down into the parking garage. From my mom's perspective, my dad is just suddenly veering all the way left into what she believes to be oncoming traffic. She starts like screaming. You can imagine how like I'm just a shaken, like beaten shelter dog at this point.
And also, like, in the weeks leading to your surgery, you adopted a sort of a philosophy, which I must say, correct, like 100%, of just like, oh, now that I know that there is sort of a end date to the worst of this arm shit, my patience with pushing through it is 0.
Yeah, it's just like, what's wrong with me? And it's like, well, your arm's hanging off your body wrong, confirmed. And it's like, well, having known this, I hate all the time I spent using the arm previously unknown, and also just really can't entertain like, oh, just got to get through this, grit through this, because it's not abstract anymore. It's like your arm's fucked, okay? Like it's just fucked up.
So yeah, you can imagine you're already in that state of just like, I got nothing. Like if something is fucked up, it's like, well, I can't. And so that plus this equals shelter dog squared, folks.
Yes. So then I get back there, I get my gown on.
All the nurses are like, I've never seen a dick that normal. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. It's because I didn't even take off my pants. They could just tell through the jean. But yeah, and they like it always happens is they put the mask on you and you're like, I'm not sleepy, and then you wait and then you're in the future. I woke up, there was no issues. The whole thing took about an hour and a half. I was out for that long, so it wasn't that crazy. I got home. They give you drugs. They give you narco, whatever, an opioid, which is cut with Tylenol, which helps a lot with the pain. What they had said to
Makes
me,
you more autistic.
makes you more. And then they also said that because they had given me a nerve block before the surgery, that the nerve block will wear off in something like 24 hours, and there will probably be another sort of surge of pain as that happens. So you want to start taking your pain meds now.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the nerve block wore off, that was kind of whatever. It was not that big of a deal, probably because of the aforementioned opioids. The other thing I want to bring up on the subject of that is I don't know how people who are addicted to those things ever shit, because they literally,
I understand that they don't.
maybe they don't, maybe they just die that way. But I was given like Senna, like the bowel makes your stool softer. Like they're like, you're gonna need this if you're gonna take the narco. And I was like, okay, sure. And I took it, and it was like real down to the wire. You know what I mean? So when people so when people are just like slamming these all the time, and that's all they do, and eating, like it just becomes like a quarry down there, right?
Yeah. So I mean, when you were telling me about this, my mind went to, because I am me, the bit from Infinite Jest where whichever character it was, I don't remember who, an opioid addict in recovery, like has his first shit.
Oh, the
in,
first
like,
real poop.
years. And he's just like, huh? Like it's I mean, this is how good a writer David Foster Wallace is. It's funny because it's pooping, but like it really feels like I ascended to like I'm an angel now. Like I've gone out of hell. Like I used to be out, and now I am in a different, better layer of reality. And the thing that caused that was there's a toid in the toilet.
Yeah, a solid one.
Anyway, Joe, I have to say, right away, I could tell how much better you were feeling. Your mood, your texting frequency, your sort of verve and joie de vivre was off the chain, especially in comparison to the last, I don't know, 3 years
Some
that
of
I've
that
known you.
was probably drugs, but some of that was for sure the real deal.
I went to hang out with you on, I believe, Thursday, so 2-3 days after that surgery. And dude, you were like, again, just like if you haven't spent a lot of time with Joe and you've seen how he like carries his body and what movement looks like for him, you will not be able to comprehend the joy I was feeling at like, oh my God, Joe's gonna be able to do Joe on tour. He's gonna be able to like go do shit
Mm-hmm.
like, and it won't be crazy that it was possible. I love it. I was so happy, and I went home. I told my wife, like, dear, you're not going to believe the great news. And I told her all about it. And I told her about how like it means so much to me that like my best friend is like finally after all these years has some relief. He's gonna it won't feel so much like his body is a prison, like it's hopeless. And like, oh my God, like I just I never thought it would happen, that there would be something that was like that's like real, like it really changed, like this is serious, like it's tangible change. It's not like, you know, he went to therapy and the therapist said, why don't you be more positive? It's not like another PT exercise that makes him able to hold out for, you know, a half hour more. Like this is like real, like it's an actual physical problem that's been fixed. Oh, I'm so happy. And that Saturday I went to Dono from Radio Free Tote Bag. They went guesto mode on a great episode in the past. A real great buddy, a dude of dudes. They were on Genius Night twice. We love that dude. They were having a going away party. I'm not going to blow up his spot as to why. It's good. And there's a whole bunch of people around, many of whom are familiar with Anime Sickos podcast. And I was telling everyone, like, guys, oh my God, great news. Oh, you'll never believe it. And I would go on and on about how Joe got fixed. They put his arm back on. I'm the happiest. It's like, I can't, I'm going on and on. They're like, wow, I'm so happy. I can't believe it. I can't wait till we can all hang out together. And then the next day I was like, how you doing, Joe? And you're like, all the pre-op pain's back. It didn't work.
Yeah, it sucked. I had a very immediately bad weekend, but I'm just telling you right now, it was all good come Monday. What actually happened likely is a lot of that immediate afterwards pain was deferred, and then it kind of caught up to me as I slowed down on the weekend and just I pushed myself earlier in the week. And I had my follow-up on Monday too, so I was like, okay, well, if I feel like shit, I can go there. But by the time Monday rolled around, my appetite was back big time, and I was eating a ton again, and I was pretty good. And then when I got to the follow-up appointment, they were looking at my arm and asked, like, hey, was Tom getting his hopes up? Because, you know, no, but for real, everything is good. I got cleared to start physical therapy, which by the time this comes out, I will have started it. But in current time, I'm starting it tomorrow. And then I have a follow-up in a month from that point on. And yeah, there is something that can happen with the specific operation or procedure is called bicep tendinosis. And one of the things that can happen with it is if you just Google bicep surgery, Popeye arm, it's great because it is it's a thing that can happen to it, which it's, as the name implies, it is a arm that's got a fucked up muscle lump that looks like Popeye. It can.
Sorry, I just looked it up and it just loaded. It's hilarious.
It can happen. There's varying degrees of it. I bring it up because, like the 48 hours after the surgery, and I was cleared to, you know, take a bath carefully without, you know, the dressings getting wet and everything. My arm was at its most Popeye it's ever been. It was just like, at that point I was like, oh dude, I have it for real. I have it so fucking bad right now. I didn't take a picture. I wish I did. But
Did it go down? It went down.
It went down. It was normal now, and also just like yeah. But even when he was like, oh whoa, and she's like a doctor. So I'm pleased to report that it is less prominent now. So that's a relief. because like you go on Reddit and people are like, how do I deal with this? And they're like, you should just work out the rest of your body wrong so it looks normal in relation to it. Like that's what you should do.
No, you should close one eye, start smoking a pipe, and when you speak, you have to alternate between wise guy and one of those two voices. Switch between them. When your mouth isn't being animated, that's when you go to this voice. This is the ADR voice, and then you're like, why? When your mouth is actually moving, and then everyone will just accept it.
I told myself that like if it doesn't get better, I'm just gonna get an anchor tattoo on it. I'm gonna lean into it, but it got better. But if I got an anchor tattoo on it, how it was when I first like was cleared to bathe, like there would have been no ambiguity about like what I was going for aesthetically. Like it would be a very complete picture, and I am glad it is. No, because like the other thing too is immediately it's just like if you have one arm that's like different, it's like he jacked off so much. Like
Yes,
that's like where your brain immediately goes, and I know it's just like that's what it is. He jacked himself buff.
The fucking dick, the donger is like a bowling pin. It has been lacquered. There are just billions of rubs. Incredible.
So
I love this.
I'm in a sling for another week and a half. I can wear. I'm supposed to wear the sling when I'm out for sure. I'm supposed to wear the sling as much as I can. At home, I have going without it for a little bit at times, just because as long as I don't lift anything, it's not an issue. So if I have both my hands typing, that's fine.
I have thought so many times since this surgery, and I haven't been saying it to you because I know you're thinking it too. And what would be the point?
Yeah, you jacked off too much.
Bugging you. Yeah, no, of when Rusty Venture gets his arm put back on by Billy Quizboy in the Venture Brothers, and he says, no, don't lift anything heavy for a while because your arm could fall off. And Dr. Venture goes, really? And he says, no, I'm just joking. But seriously, don't lift anything heavy because your arm could fall off.
Yes. Yes. The other thing I did not mention, what I was thinking about before surgery when I was getting gassed, and I immediately started thinking about it upon waking, was the bit we did, which is This Is Us. What are two people standing next to each other? What are Tom and Joe? And my thinking, I was like, oh, Home Movies has it. And I was like, yeah, we do have a very much like Brendan, Coach McGurk vibe.
Yeah, with Coach McGurk.
For sure. But then I thought, and this is where I was knocked out, and then I came to and I was like, but really, the weird twins who are like bad, now those might be the best one to map us onto. What are they, Perry and something?
Yeah. I'm going to look up Home Movies Twins.
Oh my God. You guys like bad
Walter
kids?
and Perry. They're not even twins. They're just homies.
Oh, really? They're funny.
Not. They're unrelated.
Oh,
well, then they're really
better.
us.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love that. Oh, that's good. Folks, what this means for you, in addition to getting a hilarious arm talk segment just now, which you loved, was we're going to be podcasting at a frequency and funniness level that no one has ever seen before in the history of time. How can an arm being fixed possibly do this? Well, folks, when your arm is falling off, it makes your whole body like a fucking corkscrew, bad version. And it makes you go, ow, ow, ow. And then you don't have a lot of time or thought for recording your hilarious podcast, which you still do at a level above all civilians.
Every day of my life is the Michael Jordan flu game. And he didn't, first of all, he didn't have the flu. He had food poisoning. And
yeah, he was biologically attacked by other teams.
But the thing that like is wonderful about it is they're like, you shouldn't eat this pizza, Michael. Those guys were laughing evilly as they gave it to you, and we are in Utah, okay? And obviously they want the Jazz to win. And he's like, I'm gonna probably eat it though. And again, like everything he did is still such an accomplishment, but it does. It is his own problem that he caused.
This is just some shit that God did to you because he was jealous that he made someone too funny. He's like, I could never do a podcast as good as Joe. Me, God. I just don't have the riz. I'm too tense on the mic.
Oh, here's another good example of something that's different immediately. Is just like using the Steam Deck is better because my right arm is just better. Like the handheld stuff is better. That's good.
Folks, here's something that maybe you've been asking internally. I know you're not asking it to me because I would have known because I'm me and I know what happens to me. You may be wondering, how come Anime Ziggos doesn't do more episodes about like movies and shows and games and that kind of stuff? Well, it's because Joe is distracted by his constant fucking pain, so that in the brief moments where he doesn't have to do family work, he's going owie and doesn't want to do that. And like, that door's open? Am I wrong?
No, yeah, it's open. It's good to be able to do something and not have distracting pain the whole time. I mentioned to you that I think I'm going to get into baseball, and it's just like, okay, well, it's not something I would not have been doing because I didn't have the cognitive resources to like go read about different guys in baseball. And that's the reason. The reason I'm following baseball. One, it's Chicago is a baseball town. That's fine, but also.
Yeah, two good teams this year.
And baseball is just like naming guys, as people have pointed out online. It's the naming guys sport, and like, my goal, because like one way I will mentally stim will be like, all right, what are all the on-screen stated power levels in Dragon Ball in order? Let's go, Joe, and you'll do something like that. So now I want to be able to have that, but still also have the baseball route for purposes of talking to normies.
This is so powerful because your wife Winnie has also in like recent years done this. This is an incredibly powerful personal decision that I can't believe anyone makes. She just decided like, I am going to become a fan of basketball now, and then like did it hard.
She did,
and it like stuck. Like, wow.
Now we're a balling house. And that's kind of like what my inspiration was for a little bit. You can just like just fucking do it. And the White Sox are good this year. I lived next to the Cubs forever, and I will never. It doesn't matter how. Like, I was home when they won the World Series before 2016 or whatever the one before that was, and it was like I wasn't like out on the street too much because it was crazy, but so literally sitting in the 16th floor of the building I was in, watching the last play, and because it's like a shitty web stream, it was on delay. So so what happens is before the final out is caught, it sounded like the biggest gun in the world was fired, and it just was just like in your rib cage. It was people yelling. And
Joe,
does that make me a Cubs fan? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because
that gun you heard was Satan's pistol firing the coup de grace into the good timeline. Because you recall that was the same year Trump won.
Yeah,
all this started.
I tailgating is fun on the as far as the Sox goes. I've had a really good time at both teams' games. I will say I did almost get into a group fight at a bachelor party at at Sox Park outside.
Tell me more.
I mean, it was basically we were being really annoying.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. They were playing the Toronto Blue Jays, and there was some Toronto fans from Canada visiting and at the game with us, and we were starting a bunch of bullshit with them, and they loved it. They would be like, "Oh, I bet you guys get to go to the doctor whenever you want," and we would say stuff like that. So we had a great rapport with them. The Sox fans in front of us could not handle this. They could not. They could not handle this. So it's just like we were going back home, or we were in the parking lot to get to the car, and it was just like, is this gonna happen? Like, is this gonna be a really stupid? Like, I don't even remember what the exact instigating thing was. I think what had happened was like one of the women below, one of the women in the row before, just started a minor altercation with one of the guys or us, and did something at him, and then her boyfriend sees a guy responding to touching her, and then it all explodes, right?
Yeah. I think it's so funny when sports fans get mad at other fans of their team not being rude to the opposing fans' team, or other way around.
Yeah, it was very funny because I was on the opposite end of the aisle, so I just kind of knew they were joking with these people. But when my buddy Mark, whose bachelor party was like, "Oh, they're about to start a fight," I was like, "Oh, probably those Toronto guys have been yelling at the whole time." It's like, no, they ran down the stairs like knights to defend us.
I love it, Joe. I wish that we were at the same side of the table at Kevin's birthday and in the dim sum restaurant the other week, because I was here and there was some fucking baseball talk, and I wanted so bad to talk to you about the Savannah Bananas.
Once I learned that there isn't a designated loser team and a designated do the cool tricks team, and in fact everybody is doing neat stuff, I'm all in. You fucking solved it.
The thing that makes the banana ball, the game the Savannah Bananas play, which is distinct from baseball in a number of ways, the thing that makes it so good and immune to the kind of scripted Globetrotters shit is that in basketball, if you just have no one really trying to stop you, and you want to do the thing that makes you look like hot shit, which is to say score a basket, you can do it 80% of the time, probably more like 90. If you are a hot shit baseball player, you can hit it 30% of the time. So there's no scripting who wins.
If we can revisit the Last Dance briefly, it's just like Michael Jordan switched to baseball. He worked his ass off, never stopped practicing to bat a 200, which is still pretty good. Yeah. But do you understand how does that feel anything close to doing 60 points? It's
the things about Banana Ball. Actually, the main thing is that they fucking stream it on YouTube for free, which, holy shit. The thing that my wife and I do during dinner is we pull up YouTube, and if one of our guys posts a new video, it's like, hell yeah. But other times it's okay, no one posted anything new. We got to find some dregs. We got to find someone new to try out, or maybe rewatch a classic. But now that we know oh, there could just be a banana ball game, put that shit on. Holy shit. So that's the first reason it's good. The second reason it's good is that they have a timer, a 2-hour timer, and it does not stop ever, even including during all of the ridiculous mini games and dance breaks that occur between the innings. Also, some players will have specialty walk-up animations where there will just be a skit that takes 2 minutes.
Yeah,
that
you're
is
wrestling
how they walk to the plate.
Walk in. I know.
It's exactly that. So when that 2-hour timer runs out, the next inning is the last one. If you get to the 9th inning before the 2-hour timer, so much the better. But it means that you know exactly how long the game is going to go. And also, the way they keep score is you can only score 1 point per inning. So if I am the first team and I score 8 runs, and then the other team scores 9 runs in the bottom of that inning, the score at the end of the inning is 0-1.
These are Bags rules.
Pretty much. It fucking whips. And also, I don't think there's any actual utility to this stat. I don't think you get anything from it, but they do keep track of it and show it with all the other real baseball stats. But the number of trick plays that you do is tracked. And I think they are all highly encouraged to do trick plays. What's the type of trick play? I legitimately saw this live with my own eyes. The left fielder did a full backflip, and when he was looking at the ground, he caught the ball, which he literally could not see any of.
That's insane.
It was the best thing I ever saw in my life. And also, they do dances every 20 minutes. Just the whole team comes out and they do this big choreographed
Keep it
dance.
loose, keep it fun.
I love that shit. Give me more of that fucking dumb shit. I love it.
On that same note, have you ever played is it MLB The Show? What's the very arcadey baseball one?
I think it's The Show. I know, but I haven't played it.
So that game has a mode where it's a home run derby in Times Square, and it's how much shit you can break, and it's just yes, correct. Thank
this
you.
Is Burnout.
Yeah,
just the Burnout crash mode.
Yeah, it's the same logic. Yes.
Oh my! Another hilarious thing that also keeps the fucking game moving. This is why it's better than baseball. Is that it's so fast. If someone in the stands, a fan, catches a foul ball, out. It counts.
Oh, good. Oh,
my
God.
Dude, and it's such a popular thing that when they get a major league stadium to play in, that is going to sell out for sure. So every single seat in the stadium has someone in it. So that means that foul balls are getting caught for a real out
all the
most of the time.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And there was one time that a batter came up to bat, and this guy is ripped in a steroidal way. He is so muscular that it's insane. And he had one of those custom cutscene walk-ups where he was the Hulk. He was green. They had painted him green during the game, and he ripped his shirt off and did a big fucking skit, and he was batting green and shirtless. And the first pitch, he fouled off and got caught. He had to go back. It was great.
Oh, it's so good. The Hulk has to go sit back down.
I mean, he's got the strength, but he doesn't have the finesse. You gotta have both.
But yeah, that's my thinking. I'm not going to follow the Cubs for the reasons I said previously. And my association with them is only how they have made the logistics of my life harder when I live near there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be a White Sox. Also, it's cool how genetically they're the gambling one, right? Because they came from the Black Sox being dissolved because they did too many World Series riggings or something.
Yeah. It's so funny that was that they got in trouble, because now you could just say we did that for FanDuel, and they'd be like, oh, okay, have another, have more money. FanDuel was so happy that you did that rigging that they've paid for the stadium's upkeep for the next 100 years. You're the king of this team. Gambling's fun. It's also really funny that the Sox were the worst team that ever was.
They ever came out of the bog.
The most losses anyone ever did. And this year they're in first place. How'd they do that? I don't know. Good for them.
Yeah.
Joe, I gotta say, this arm thing is incredible. And you've made brief mention of Joe on tour. And
yes, let me talk.
We got it. We're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah, my goal, specifics to come, is I want to be back to guesting on podcasts as Joe of Anime Sickos, and then secondary to that, which is to say, after that has occurred, I do want to do a live show that is not hosted by Tom again. So just to do another away game, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. But also, I'm still going to book you on the shows hosted by me. But these times, I won't feel really, really guilty. Like by doing so, I've shot you.
Yeah, no.
How I feel every time when you come up, unbeknownst to me, having been like beaten like a dog on your way over.
Well, the last show was funny because Winnie was driving and we couldn't find a parking spot, and I had to run with my fucked body, and I got there and I was late. And it was a fun experience, but then I crushed it. It didn't matter.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're the funniest person that is in the world, Joe.
In the world.
It's well known. Another thing we want to do, I'm putting this out into the world so that we are held accountable. Not that works.
Accountable is one of those words where it's like, oh, anyone saying this is probably an idiot.
We want to do a segment called Check Please.
Yes.
In reference to the, is it defunct? I don't know. Public television show, Check Please. That's just, we go to a fucking restaurant and review it on the show. And we've been talking about Check Please.
Check Please.
But like, homework for episodes has been just a no-go for a long time. Not so anymore.
Yeah, so that's changing the action points per turn for old Joe for sure, which is great.
It's great. It's great. We're at an hour. I feel like the momentum's back. We didn't even take a hiatus.
No, it never happened.
Look at the dates. It never happened. Try to tell me it happened. It won't. It didn't. Hell yeah. I don't have any other bits. Are we signing off?
Let's sign off.
I've been Tom, an anime sicko.
I've been Joe, an anime sicko.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Anime Sickos. I've been Tom, a sicko. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Tom Harrison. Joe was also a sicko. You can follow him on Blue Sky at Sharia Uncle. You can follow Anime Sickos on Blue Sky at Anime Sickos, or email us at animesickos@gmail.com. You can give us money at patreon.com/Anime Sickos if you want. Please leave us a review or something. I don't know. Tell a friend. Anyway, until next time, bye.